The thing is, a lot of folks are making money, especially independent courier contractors. They are making a lot of cash. So in today's conversation, I want to talk to you about how to become an independent courier contractor. So this is an in-depth tutorial on becoming an independent courier contractor who makes money from day one. This is very important. Money from day one. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to speak to you about how to become a profitable independent courier contractor this year. So here are the steps. Number one, you need to learn. So there is a difference between an independent courier contractor and a delivery driver. So a delivery driver usually works as a company employee, driving a company vehicle instead of a personal vehicle. Expenses like, let's say, fuel and maintenance, they are generally covered by the company. So employees are typically paid by the hour or get a salary, and they may also get employment benefits. They also don't have to worry about finding customers. They just show up at the warehouse and pick up their load every single day. But independent courier contractors, they're not company employees. Instead, this type of couriers, they use their own vehicles, even cars. So the independent courier contracts with a company or companies and is paid either per delivery or per mile. In some instances, the pay could be at a daily rate, okay? And they have to find their own customers, which could be large companies that contracts with drivers like FedEx or local businesses like florists or law firms. So there are options to subcontract or find their own end user customers. So an independent courier contractor is responsible for the cost of his or her vehicle, the expenses associated with maintaining it, the cost of fuel, and other necessary items like a smartphone, as well as vehicle insurance. So here are the top 5 important requirements that you need to have if you are looking to become an independent courier contractor. You need to have a reliable vehicle, okay? A van or truck is often recommended for couriers and delivery drivers, but it is possible to work as an independent contractor courier with your own car. Just be sure the vehicle is reliable and keep up the maintenance schedule so it remains reliable. Very important. Reliability is very important. You need to have the appropriate licenses and insurance, okay? So you need to have a valid driver's license and your vehicle needs appropriate license plates. You also need to get the insurance that covers you and your vehicle for courier work. Regular insurance may not cover being a courier, and you could end up being liable for damages to the goods or find yourself uninsured in the event of an accident. Don't do that. You need to have a smartphone because you got to be able to communicate with customers. So a cell phone is essential, okay? And by opting for a smartphone, you can load apps that can make your work easier, like a navigation app or one that finds the nearest and cheapest fuel prices. Very important. So you need to have a GPS, and you need to have a constellation of other essential items, okay, depending on the kind of load you haul. Step number 2, after learning, you need to specialize, okay? If you want to be an independent courier contractor, I mean, there are a lot of sectors, but the thing is you got to specialize. So let me give you several types of independent courier contractor jobs. So you have, it depends on the industry too though. You know, there are also demands for, you have fast delivery, you have slow delivery, you have inner city delivery. It depends on the sector, it depends on the geography. See, anytime humans or companies need to move items from point A to point B, they will need a delivery contractor. Very important, okay? So let me give you a few examples of, to kind of give you an idea of the diversity that I want you to think about. So you have local courier services, okay? In this instance, those will deliver letters and packages usually within a city. So deliveries could include legal documents or small packages from business to business. Then you have grocery delivery services. So demand for this type of service increased during the pandemic as people wanted to avoid in-store shopping. So in this instance, a courier contractor picks up the orders at the store and delivers the groceries to customers. You have restaurant meal delivery services. The name is just saying it. So services are run through food delivery apps or independent contractor delivery drivers who can work actually with individual restaurants to make deliveries. You have alcoholic beverage delivery services. You have flower shop delivery services, okay? And you have medical deliveries. So a medical courier transports and delivers medical documents or records, lab specimens or test results, medical supplies and medications. There's a lot of cash to make in this field, though, by the way. I just wanted to say that. You have pharmaceutical deliveries, kind of similar to medical deliveries, okay? So many pharmacies hire independent couriers to deliver prescriptions to customers. Once again, you would pick up the packages at the store and deliver them on behalf of the store. And there are other types of deliveries, okay? Depending on, for instance, you have a bakery that needs bread delivered to some delis around, okay? You might have the occasional wedding happening, and they need a lot of deliveries done. So it's all about. It depends on the needs, but one thing for sure, the needs are still there in various capacities. Okay, so I was just talking to you about inner city deliveries. If you were to think about intrastate deliveries, or you want to think about interstate deliveries, a lot of possibilities there. You make more money because the farther you go, the higher your pay is. Step number 3, boss. So I want you to make sure that you follow me here. First step, you need to learn the difference between company driver and independent courier contractor. Number 2, you need to specialize in the fields. You need to specialize in the kinds of loads you want to haul. Number 3, you need to get ready. Okay, getting ready is very important because now we're talking serious here. You need to purchase the vehicle, or you need to rent the vehicle or lease it. I don't care, but you need to have the vehicle. Okay, and you gotta have. Buying a good the vehicle is the first step to becoming an independent courier. Having a hygienic, reliable vehicle that's also large enough to deliver huge cargo is critical. Some courier service providers, for example, in the States, they will actually make deliveries in cargo vans and trucks. Until you can legally operate a vehicle that you find, you must have the following items: a valid driver's license. You can have a CDL depending on the vehicle you're driving. You need to have a legitimate license plate, commercial vehicle insurance, and insurance against liability. This is very important. Insurance is very important. So you have to purchase the vehicle. You need to improve your driving abilities. Just being a casual driver, just going from place to place is kind of cool if you were doing it personally. But if you want to become a professional independent courier contractor, you have to upgrade your driving abilities a lot. Remember, you may spend the bulk of your working hours on the road, and so you need to enhance your driving skills. Very important. You may have to maneuver through small parking spaces and travel across streets and areas with different traffic laws when completing your delivery job duties. Okay, so remember to always keep an eye on the items you are transporting while driving. Be aware of all traffic laws and maintain a clean driving record. Maintain a record of how long it takes to go from one place to another, okay, especially during rush hour. You want to invest also, boss. You need to invest in good equipment. I just said that before, but I want to reiterate that here. Mobile phone, very important. Computer, GPS receiver, dollies, safety gear, and other equipment. You also need to make sure that you promote your ability. So once you are ready, let people know. You can attract new customers by marketing your services as an independent courier. And you must do that. You can advertise your safe driving record and charge for your online services. Okay. You can also interact with others in your network, such as relatives and friends, to get suggestions for people who may require a courier service. It's all about getting out there and just getting the word out there that you are ready. You are ready for work. Number 4, you want to get legit, boss. Okay, so number 1, you learn. Number 2, you specialize. Number 3, you get ready. Number 4, you need to get legit. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you are here in the United States, because sometimes I'm just saying the United States because we get comments from other places, from Australia. We get emails from Australia. We get emails from the UK, Canada. What we want to say here is that depending on your country, one thing, the rules might be a little different. So this advice really applies to the US only. They might be similar to your countries, but again, we have no idea what kind of country you are actually emailing us from. Okay, so make sure that you really qualify as an independent contractor. You want to actually be a business. It's just a lot better. You can remain a sole proprietorship in the United States. That's fine. So you file your taxes on your form 1040 with Schedule C. So it's not complicated. It's a lot easier. But if you have an event and you are trying to preserve your personal assets from liability, it's just a lot better to have a business. And the easiest way to do this is to have a single member LLC. Okay, so when we talk about you getting legit, it just means that you are really trying to make sure that you cover your ass. Very important in case of some problems. So trying to become an LLC, you need to organize yourself depending on the laws of the state where you are located. But you want to be an LLC, or you can be an S corp or C corp, whatever actually suits you. But you got to be a business. You don't have to, but it is preferred for you. Okay, and so this is important. So you're trying to get because the thing is, if you are an independent contractor, you could be a sole proprietorship. If something happens, you are personally responsible. Okay, and this is not good for you. So we're talking about you getting an EIN, an employer identification number, you making sure you get a tax registration certificate where applicable. Okay, you are trying to get the right business licenses and permits. Okay, and you are trying to make sure that you get a business bank account. The thing here is that you want to actually enhance your brand's appeal. You want to make sure the customers take you seriously, and you can only do this if you appear as a business. I mean, if you're an individual, that's fine, but if you want to work with a business, especially a large company, they will take you more seriously if you are a business. Step number 5, you need to find work. Now you've done everything, you have learned, you have specialized, you are ready, you have gotten legit. It's about time you start getting loads, right? Because you don't want to have empty mouths, okay? So if you are willing to work beyond the 9 to 5 hours, you might be able to fill a position for a specialty firm. For example, a bakery delivering bread to eateries and other clients daily will require a driver to serve early mornings before the deli is open. So instead of hiring an employee, many businesses opt to use an independent courier contractor. So for example, they can hire a full-time driver for a flour delivery. I mean, if they hire a full-time driver, it will be costly for them. So they will just use you as a backup. The thing here is that when it comes to finding employment, there are several options. It depends on what you want to do. Okay, you may be aware of local companies that require your assistance. I mean, you can contact local businesses to inquire about their requirements and offer your services. You can do a lot of things. So the bottom line is, what kind of loads are you trying to haul? What kind of specialty are you trying to get yourself into? Okay, because we spoke about specialization. Yes, you got to choose a specialty, or choose one or two or three, and focus on quote unquote those niches, at least from the get-go, so you can make some money. Because it's all about generating that bread from the get-go, because the insurance bill is just dropping every month. There are a lot of bills that are dropping every month, and you need to produce that revenue to make sure you can cover those, you can offset those expenses. You can also become an independent courier for FedEx, Amazon, and UPS. We have covered this on other shows. So Amazon in the States, they have their Amazon Flex courier service. Okay, they have the Relay also. That's a little different, but the point is, you have options a lot. The bottom line here is what you need to choose the kind of loads you want to haul, and this will depend on your availability, your commitment, but most importantly, on the reliability of the van or truck that you drive, or the vehicle that you drive in general. Because for certain loads, you will need space. You need a spacious cargo. I mean, you need a cargo space. So it's all about, again, the vehicle and the availability of your own availability. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Oh yeah,
Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We're also having a conversation today about how to become a profitable independent courier contractor from day one. Number 6, you need to promote. See, the thing here is that nobody knows you, or at least when you start, people know you in your direct entourage, your friends, your friends, family members. Yes, but if you want the whole city to know about you, you got to get out there and effectively market your skills. And one thing that's very important in courier work is you have two things that are really important. I don't care what kind of advertising you do. If you don't get those two things right, you will never going to make it. Number 1, punctuality. Be on time. If they tell you to be on time, if they tell you to show up at 8 o'clock, you want to show up at 7:55. If they tell you to show up at 10 o'clock, show up at 9:55. It's very important to be on time. The second thing is you need to work on your interpersonal skills, your customer service. You gotta be smiling. You have to be great at customer service. People must love to work with you, to hire you for deliveries. Those are the two things. I'm giving you the secrets. I'm spilling all the beans today. If you want to make money, and this is based on more than 20 years of our analysis at our company level with our clients. We have compared and contrasted the most successful delivery drivers, the most successful independent courier contractors, and we have compared them to the ones who are less successful. And we realized time and again that those two elements always came back up: punctuality and smile, or a sense of service, what we call a sense of service. So you can promote your new business through networking, through a press release. There are a lot of websites out there who will actually disseminate your press release for you for free. You can go on Craigslist.org. You can have a website or blog. It depends on what kind of promotion you want to have. You can also count on referrals. So you have a large catalog of services or options to choose from if you are trying to communicate around your business. Okay, if you want to draw new business, if you are trying to draw new opportunities to you, it is totally possible. Please, but once you have the customers, do not forget those two things I mentioned. Very, very, very important: punctuality and sense of service. The last thing you want to do, and I just spoke about that, but I'm going to talk about it now again, but more in granularity, more like deeper here. You need to get soft skills. And that's one thing a lot of cargo van drivers, expedited van drivers, truck drivers, owner operators, independent contractors, they don't get. They think you just have to sit your ass at the wheel and just drive around and just deliver packages from point A to point B. But they don't know that the most successful ones in this industry, like sometimes we write in our videos, we say, you know what, you could be making 20 grand a month, and people just, we receive nasty comments, people telling us you have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't work that way, and we just laugh our asses off, because those people who are writing that, they have no idea themselves what they're talking about, because we base our analysis on several hundreds of clients and also of people and independent courier contractors who actually share their data with us. So the thing is that if you are good at soft skills, when we speak about soft skills, we are speaking about excellent navigation skills, time management skills, customer service skills. Those are very, very important. Okay, time is crucial. I just mentioned that. Punctuality. Time is crucial for independent couriers, especially when you have to make multiple deliveries to different clients in a single day. Since you are responsible for your vehicle's expenses, you want to ensure that the routes you take are optimized for time and fuel while you are not making deliveries. Okay, and getting a multi-stop route planner is kind of cool, especially if you or have the GPS that goes along with it. That'll be very cool. But yeah, you really need to beef up your soft skills, because you already have the hard skills. If you are driving, if you are at the wheel, you probably know, I mean, not probably, you know already how to drive a vehicle or the kind of vehicle you are driving. So you are not really, you are really good already at hard skills. But soft skills will actually bring you farther, way further in your independent courier contractor position in your business. And this is really important. Okay, so please have a sense of service, be on time, okay, have excellent navigation skills, and you should be making money from day one in this industry. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just speaking to you about how to become an independent courier contractor. And so here are the steps you have to learn, you have to specialize, you need to get ready, you need to get legit, find work, promote, and get soft skills. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.